And we can get started. So, hey, everybody, this is Plutus PBL live coding from Gimbalabs. It's the 26th of April, 2023. And we meet every Wednesday and Thursday from 1430 to 1600 UTC to get together, learn stuff, and build things together. The way we structure these sessions is at the start of each meeting, we just have a chance for everybody to kind of share out what they would like to be focused on today. And there's two ways that you can share. One is by joining the Miro board that's on my screen right now. I just put the link in the chat. This is a public Miro that anybody can access anytime. But if you don't have access to Miro for whatever reason, feel free just to unmute and speak up. Tell us what you want to focus on today. And I'll be sure to put some notes right here on the board. So usually we spend about 2 minutes for this part. I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. And what you can do right now, once again, just join this Miro board. You can grab a sticky note and place a note like you see some other folks doing here in any of these breakout room boxes. If you just have general questions that you've been wondering about, but they're not urgent to really meet about today, you could put those questions over here. And later, we're going to start making priorities together. Okay, we're going to have to start thinking about tasks that we might want to do. And because there's always more to do than we have time for, we'll use this matrix up here to set priorities. But for now, we can kind of skip this part and this part officially. Of course, use them if they're helpful. Okay. Any questions about what we're about to do? All right, I'm going to set this timer. Just unmute, say hello, and what you want to work on if you don't have access to Miro.
Hey James, I had an issue, so I am trying to get into Miro right now, but I missed a bit of the explanation. So just wanted to offer, guys, I don't know if you want, maybe you have another idea for today, but just to show you a bit about how you can mint tokens and NFTs on the new game changer version, right? The beta version. So just that, and joining also to whatever you want to explore for today.
Love it. I should say spoiler alert, because people are going to start to see minting on Game Changer as they jump into the new lessons. But yeah, definitely, this is something that we can look at anytime people are ready. So I'll place that in one of these rooms.
Let's keep it to the scope of whatever you say, James. Don't worry.
Oh no, we're question directed here. So yeah, whatever people want to look at, we can follow any rabbit hole we decide to jump into.
Okay.
I see somebody's interested in minting with mesh. We could do a side-by-side comparison of different minting approaches. Looks like we'll be learning stuff in breakout room number 1. That sounds good. What else? Anything up here? I see some folks are working on mastery assignment for module 102. Thinking about what to build. I love that, right? Just thinking, what are we going to use all these skills for? Would it be okay if I moved some of these sticky notes down here? Maybe we can drill down to learning stuff. Would it be okay if I grabbed these two stickies and moved those into the learning stuff box?
Sounds great.
Maybe I'll move Nick's shell setup over here because there's definitely still a few things to see about troubleshooting that. I know that some folks have it almost working, but maybe need to edit their Nix config file. So that would be an option for today as well. Anything else we should drop in to these breakout rooms? Does anybody want to have an idea session? Just thinking about what to build? Good. Nix install. Let's take a quick look at the syllabus here. The Nix install is in module 101. And it's, you can ignore it if you want to just use Demeter to be working remotely. Or when you set up your local environment, this is where the Nix step comes in. This is 101.4. And so I can just drop a note with that link here. And we could put review. This would be all these can kind of fit together. All right, so the next thing we typically do is spend just a moment to now vote and set priorities. I'm going to open up all 4 of these breakout rooms in just a moment. But the reason we vote is to decide which of them stays right here in the main room. And that's the one that's going to be live streamed and recorded today. Okay. So I'm going to set up a little voting here in Miro. If you've never seen this before, it's kind of built right in. I'm going to give everybody 1 vote, and we'll give everybody just 1 quick minute to vote. And you can click on a sticky note. We're only going to let you choose the sticky notes that are down here in the breakout rooms. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start this. Once again, if you're on the Miro, you will be able to just click one of these stickies to register your vote. But if you're not on Miro for any reason, just drop number 1, 2, 3, or 4 into the Zoom chat, and we'll count your vote that way. If you have questions, speak up. Otherwise, see it in 1 minute.
Oh, I voted for the wrong thing. It's all good.
Oh, does it let you remove it?
I clicked on I'm done even already. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I think it should be fine.
Built, signed, and submitted. Now it's too late.
Yeah, it's on the chain. I'm good with that though. It's kind of how my day is going. My U.S. people in the United States cannot trade on Bittrex anymore. You can take things out, but you can't make trades. And if you have Neo, you can't have a fractional Neo. So you can't like get rid of. You can only. So if anybody has a, yeah, I don't think you can do anything with it. It's done. But I'm not gonna let $5 ruin my day.
I have so many questions about what happens next here in the United States.
Yeah, I might let that ruin my day, but Harsha says not to, so I'll be good.
Now, wait a minute. Why can't I see the results? I did this the other day. I didn't press anything.
Oh, I can see the results.
Oh, you can, but I can't.
Yeah.
That's
Can everyone else? Can everyone else see the results?
Yes, I can see them too.
All right. Hey, listen, this is true distributed knowledge. I'm only the facilitator of this meeting, but I actually have no idea what's going on. So I kind of love it. Great. If somebody can see the results, I see there are 2 more 2s in the chat, but can somebody read out maybe the sums for each of these breakout rooms? And I'll record them here. How many total votes for number 1 you see? Oh, there it is. Harsha put it here. Smart.
Nice.
I'm seeing 2 votes for number 1. I'm seeing 1 on the Miro board plus 2 in the chat for number 2. So that's 3. 5 for just poking around in Game Changer. And 1 for additional, thinking about yes, a project. Okay. So yeah, and this is great. Maybe there's no need for mesh minting yet today. We'll have plenty of time to get to that as everybody goes a little bit deeper into module 202. So just know that if we're not covering that now, there's going to be plenty of time. I'm looking forward to a future where people are talking about more projects like this one. I think we're going to see a lot more of this in the weeks to come. But it looks like the leading vote for today is to hang out here in the main room, talk Game Changer a bit. Let the work happen in the other breakout rooms. Sound okay to everybody? Beautiful. All right, give me a moment. One more vote for number 2 came in. So yeah, if there's a room of folks working on troubleshooting NICs, I might even jump into that one for just a few minutes, just in case there's questions that need to be answered. But let's do this. So, oops. We're going to have a total of 3 additional rooms. The first one, I'm going to call it Module 102. And then we'll have one for NICs and dev environment. We don't need one for Game Changer because we'll just stay here for that. And then I'll make a room for carbon credit for staking. And just know that if we don't get a quorum for that one today, this is an idea that I'm sure we'll have some time for in the future. All right. Good things. Let's open these rooms so people can start jumping off to the other ones. And I just want to reiterate what you'll see if you haven't gotten to it yet in module 202. You're going to see 5 different ways to mint tokens on Cardano. And the real purpose here is not for everybody to become an expert in every one of these approaches. The real goal is for you as a learner to see what's similar and different about each of these, right? When we have a few different options to compare, we start to see, oh, some of these, there's some things that all of these policies have in common, right? That's an important thing to notice. And then you also notice how the different methods are different. So maybe some people here are going to be seeing Game Changer for the first time, but you already know a little bit about minting tokens. Take that as a lens, right? Think about what you already know and how Game Changer is presenting it. And that's going to help all of us kind of build up a robust schema together. All right. So with that, I'm going to unshare. Adriano, do you want to drive today and give us a little tour and give people a chance to kind of see what's there and also ask some questions?
Okay, James. Thanks. So, but on the breakout room or in general? What are you
right
saying?
here, yeah. So we're going to stay in this breakout room to talk Game Changer.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to jump into a different breakout room to either focus on module 102 or the developer environment setup can move to those breakout rooms. But yeah, we can have a little session on Game Changer today.
Great. Thanks.
Juan's got his hand up before we get started.
Yeah, I just want to mention that to everybody that the beauty of this is that main room is going to be recorded, so everybody will be able to see the Game Changer work.
Thanks, Juan.
And I know, Valdrian, we had talking about developer environment setup. If I see you jump over there, I'll join you there at least for a few minutes. It won't take long to troubleshoot on NICs.
Okay, I am in.
All right, see you there. All right, Adriano, take it away.
Okay, thanks, James. So Can I share the screen?
Can you see it? You should have access. Yeah, it looks good.
Let
All
me
right, I'll be right
know if you are watching. Wait. Wait a second. Okay. Okay, guys. So I think I'm ready now. So just to know a bit, who is familiarized with Game Changer Wallet or who don't? And it's okay if you don't. The idea is to start from zero if necessary, from the very zero starting point.
I'm familiar with the old version. I've been playing around a little bit with the new one, but it's very different.
Okay. So
Yeah, and I have no knowledge.
Cool. So we can maybe focus on sort of migration also from some points. Okay. So just I'm going to start a bit from zero here for the people that has not get to know the wallet before. So if you get into gamechanger.finance, you access the website of the wallet, and then you can go to the main the mainnet version of the wallet by clicking here, right? Then you can go to the pre-production testnet version of the wallet by clicking here on testnet here, then, and you can go to that version of the wallet. This is the both the mainnet version and this testnet wallet version are the ones on production, right? Are the ones that are currently our main version of the wallet. But as here, if you go to beta, this is the future Game Changer wallet, the version that is coming very soon. And yes, it's a lot. It has changed inside a lot. It seems the same wallet, but actually it's a much powerful wallet right now. So to go to the beta, and this is going to be my focus today, my suggestion, because the idea is to prepare for the new version. So we can click here and we can go to the beta version of the wallet. And basically, there are some new stuff here that I'm going to be gradually explaining. But for those who don't know about the wallet, the first time you create, wait, okay, so the first time you access the wallet, a new type of imported wallet is going to be created for you automatically. That is called burner wallet. Please take the time to read all this information here. As said here, is the easiest for starters or low risk usage. is for short-term usage or low-risk usage. It's perfect for developing because you can start right away coding or testing Cardano. And this is the important thing here to keep in mind. This burner wallet requires no mnemonics nor password to actually sign transactions and work with keys and more stuff. And it's still non-custodial from game changer point of view because actually the keys are on your device. Okay, this is important to know. But please use this wallet and then take away the funds to another, I would say, more safe wallet for you, like a mnemonic-based wallet, a hardware wallet, or maybe an express wallet. I'm going to show what is an express wallet soon. So, okay, just click on agree, and there you have your first Cardano wallet here without mnemonics or password. And if you click here, this is an airdrop that works on pre-production testnet. And actually it's going to fill your wallet with testnet ADA and some tokens to start playing with. But okay, I'm not going to get deeper into this wallet. Check how I can dispose this by just closing this browser window, and actually this wallet is never going to be created again. So keep in mind, burners are powerful, but at the same time are dangerous. If you don't work well with them, you can lose your funds. So, okay. Well, now I am back to another wallet, another important wallet. That is an express wallet. Actually, if you click here, or if you click here, you can create wallets or import wallets. You can import the typical mnemonic wallet you are used to use on any other Cardano wallets out there. You have the Express wallet that it's like an intermediate stage between the mnemonics and the hardware wallet experience. Regarding security, for example, because this kind of wallet is based on a QR code that is containing inside your private keys, but encrypted with a password. So you can even create these QR codes offline and then work with an encrypted QR code online, just with a password input, and you're ready to go. The nice thing there is that you're not going to be exposing your mnemonics. Okay, just wanted to show the possibilities to get started with the wallet. Let's keep this in mind. This is a web wallet, okay, a web app, a web wallet. It's not a browser extension wallet. It has, it's non-custodial. In any case, it's non-custodial. The key difference between this wallet and the others on the ecosystem is mainly on the app connector technology, let's say. So the other wallets, as you may have seen already on the course, work like a browser extension application. And in this case, it's a web page. And this means that the technology to the medium to connect with this wallet is different. It does not rely on the same technology browser extension wallets use. And the way to connect with this wallet is actually very basic, is by URLs. So if you are able to embed, to click on, even to encode as a QR code, a simple URL, you are able to connect and give orders to Game Changer. So this is the way how the apps connect to this wallet, by URLs. Here we have Martin Lanier, and I always tell this story because it's pretty awesome. He created a device that creates a QR code that once you scan it, it leads you to Game Changer to complete the payment. So this is the kind of applications you can be doing, for example, with this wallet. That of course, the app connector technology allows you to do different, different applications. But in this case, you can even work like with hardware, or separated the apps from the browser. I'm going to make a pause here. If anyone has questions, we can address them, and then I can move forward to maybe the code or something else. No? Okay. Okay, guys, are you hearing?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I thought I was like talking alone from for an hour ago. Okay, so let's go to the interesting part. So if you go to Discover, to this huge menu we have on this new beta version, you can go to the development center, and then you can go to Playground. And this is an embedded code editor where you can actually be coding entire apps right from here. And remember that I told you about links? So what does these links contain inside? Well, these links actually contains code, a compressed version of the code you create to give orders to the wallet, to the user's wallet. Okay, so for example, very quickly, we have a lot of built-in demos to get started right away. And until more documentation is prepared for you, you can, I strongly suggest always in both versions, the production version and the one, the beta, this version, I always suggest you to start by a demo. This is the best way to get started here. So for example, we have this coin sending demo. And very quickly, without getting into the code, I'm going to create a DApp connection out of this code. This code is going to be charging, to creating a transaction on users' wallets to pay to an address of yours. So if I go to connect and I, for example, open this link on a new tab here, as you may see here on the navigation bar, this is a bit long URL that actually contains inside the code, the encrypted code, the encoded compressed code. So as you can see, this is the app connector of the wallet, and this app connector allows you even to use titles and descriptions. For example, we can see here that this app connection is titled Coin Sending Demo, and is describing what it's doing. Okay. So basically, if I click continue and I input my wallet password here, okay, I have a bug somewhere on the code. I am sorry, this is a beta, and maybe even the demos are buggy, not the wallet code exactly, but something happened.
Adriano,
Sorry.
when you say that the encoded code, is that the same as the CBOR for the script?
No, this is a huge question, very clever and important question. The important thing here to keep in mind is that there is a design principle that differentiates this DApp connector from CIP30 DApp connectors that are the ones you are used to use on most of Cardano wallets. The design principle of this wallet consists on the idea that the apps should not always be handling user private data, wallet specific data on their side, on the app side. So the idea is to keep user stuff private, and if the user is already trusting Game Changer wallet, the idea is to just keep the private key or the private information world inside Game Changer, and just let the apps manage the very minimum amount of information needed to interact with Cardano and the wallet, and the user wallet. This means that the DApp connection here is an abstract code, okay, that is not wallet specific if it's well designed, meaning that this code, these links, like this one, okay, these links does not contain wallet specific data. For example, UTXOs. You have already studied what a UTXO is on the course, I guess that's the case. So for example, to build transactions, Game Changer does not leak UTXOs, for example, to the apps. Maybe with Plutus, you're going to see that this is necessary, okay? That in that case, sometimes this is going to be different, and what the wallet is going to be sharing this information to the app. But for the most common transactions out there, you don't need to leak that much information to the apps. And this is the design principle behind Game Changer, to keep user data as private as possible. So this link, the code inside this link is wallet agnostic. It does not refer to a specific wallet. As stated here on the title and the description of the of the app connection, you're about to send ADA to an address. For sending ADA to an address, Game Changer Wallet does not need to know even what's the user address that is going to be sending. I mean, the apps using Game Changer does not need to know about which wallet is constructing this transaction, is sending this ADA to the address that the developer set on the code. Even this has a lot of advantages. Like, for example, the code you created works on any wallet out there, on any user wallet using Game Changer. Is wallet agnostic, okay? And if you design it well, it's very anonymous, very it does not leak private data from the users. So this is the difference. So when you ask about CBOR, of course CBOR is needed for doing transactions on Cardano, but Game Changer Wallet handles the CBOR. And if you as a developer needs you need the UTXOs, for example, you need the CBOR on your DApp, Game Changer Wallet can share that information to you. For example, if you build a DApp that creates a transaction and you just need Game Changer Wallet to sign it, of course you can provide the CBOR to the Game Changer Wallet, and the wallet is going to sign it and return it back to you, or even submit it directly to the blockchain. Whatever you code is your decision, is your code. The important thing to keep in mind with this wallet is that we try to give alternatives of design to developers, right? And to users also to choose what they want to compromise or not. Because sometimes you I don't know, you have reasons to not share some private information. Another very important thing here, that if you study this UTXO topic more in detail, is that every wallet out there using CIP30 is allowing the apps to decide how to handle the change outputs, the UTXOs of your wallets. And Game Changer does not do that. Game Changer Wallet tries to keep the UTXO list of your wallets healthy, in a way that you can use your wallets in the future, for example, to do concurrent transactions or another crazy use cases. But Game Changer Wallet, the wallet itself helps you to keep a healthy UTXO set. It's not a decision delegated to the apps on our design principles, okay? This is another important reason on why we are different, because we, since more than a year now, we handle, for example, UTXOs ourselves.
Okay.
I mean, on the wallet. Yes. Oh, I thought someone was asking. So, okay. I am making some changes on the wallet every week, so maybe I created a bug because that what happened was weird. But okay, I know you guys are studying this concept on Cardano, that is minting tokens. So if you want, we can maybe start exploring that or if you have some questions, I can address them now. Nope. Okay.
I may have missed it. Was this, were there any hardware integrations into this wallet? Is that something that's coming, like a Trezor, for example? Or is that not part of the model for this type of wallet?
No. It's part of the roadmap actually of the wallet. We are close to have hardware wallet integration. I don't want to make promises, but very soon on the beta, we will be seeing at least Ledger support. Okay, Ledger hardware wallets support.
No, I'm a fan of Trezor myself, but I just want to make sure that it was something that is possible based on the model. So it sounds like hardware integration is coming, and I'll look forward to that, because we're a big promoter of hardware wallets for our users. And we want to always make sure they're being safe. So that's great. Thank you.
Okay, that's thanks, David. Okay, that's fine, and yes, we have this plan to have hardware wallet support, and I cannot promise, but actually by being web, we have also some more plans to add more support to other kind of wallets around. So yes. Okay. Any other question?
I think there's a question in the chat. It says, how does Game Changer Wallet saves user privacy?
Great. Okay, let's explore to answer that. Let's explore. Let's don't trust my words. Let's verify what's happening under the hood. Okay. So how we can keep stuff private using Game Changer Wallet. So, for example, we have here this very basic coin sending demo. And if you check the code, I'm going to explain the syntax more in detail later. But if you check the code, very basically, the things that you can like easily get from the code is that we are creating here a transaction that has an output, that has outputs, right? And has just one output here. You can see here that you have the typical Cardano address. This output is going to be sending this asset that actually is ADA, this coin, to this address. And if you keep looking the code, there is no other mention of any wallet specific information about the user's wallet. For example, no UTXOs. Where is the UTXOs here being used? Game Changer Wallet has coin selection, like plugins to solve coin selection. And when you, for example, uses this block of code, when you use this function of the API of the language that is build transaction, you are actually letting Game Changer Wallet to do the coin selection for you based on these plugins. You can customize a bit more these plugins, but here you can see right away how Game Changer is not leaking any wallet specific data to users on the URLs, because the URLs of course are a very public medium of communication. to websites. So when you design your code on Game Changer, you can try, and you should try actually, to keep it as much wallet agnostic as possible. And if you need to start sharing some private information that you are not willing, I mean, you don't want to share publicly on these URLs, you even have encryption features on the API. You can even encrypt some parts of these codes to keep stuff private. Okay, so the thing here is that you have the choice, you have the decision on how to design these connections. And there is a library that this wallet uses to compress this code into URLs that is open source, that actually is also integrated now on the IDE, the ability to decompress these URLs. So if I copy here, I click here on open compressed or URL. If I paste the URL here, this is the code that is embedded on the URL. And if you want to check by yourselves, you can go to the library and decompress these URLs by yourself to check that is, I mean, that I am being honest here, and what you see is what you get. So that's the way Game Changer keeps stuff private. It depends on the developer. The same way that if you are a developer on any other wallet, you can still be leaking private information. For example, if the app uses a user address on the root, the URL of the apps, you are still leaking, for example, information in the same way using CIP30 wallets. It depends on you guys, on the developers. My suggestion is to keep code wallet agnostic. Now you can do it. With Game Changer, you can do this. So this is my suggestion on how to design your DApps. And the great thing is that if you manage to do it wallet agnostic, you can reuse the links as static links. Okay, you don't have to create dynamic links. I mean, you have your website, you have your code, your DApp, and you don't have to maybe build these links based on each user. You can create a single link for all your users. That's even more, I mean, it's much easier that way even to code and to maintain code if you manage to do wallet agnostic DApp connections. Even think about links. Think about what you can do with a link. You can send it even on an email, on, I don't know, WhatsApp, Discord. You can tweet a link on Twitter. You are turning Twitter, Discord, you're turning your email inbox into a DApp. If you embed a link of Game Changer and you design the code to be wallet agnostic. This is great for onboarding and user adoption because you can be coding right away with this wallet and integrating Cardano with a very low effort. And this code is JSON based. Okay, so do you know what JSON is? This format to represent data is low code. You're not coding low-level Cardano here, the word seaboard can be totally forgotten by you if you have the lack of working, I don't know, with typical use cases. You don't have to get too much deep into Cardano to actually have Cardano on your hands and use Cardano. This is one of the reasons why I built this wallet as a tool to lower barrier access. To lower barriers to access Cardano, to allow you to very quickly code and integrate Cardano on any place, actually. Other questions?
I have a small question. If you are using this method to connect to, say, a marketplace, NFT marketplace, and sign a contract, how would the contract know where to send the NFT to if you're not sharing your address?
No, of course you can. Of course, you can do all this stuff. But how, for example, I can show you how your DApp can know actually your user address. So let's go a very quick example to know that, to achieve that, sorry. So for example, if everything on Game Changer, these scripts are blocks, okay, of code. This is a block of code that has a type, okay. So this is the most important. This is the syntax of this language. Everything that you're going to be doing here are blocks of code that has a type. In this case, when I say script, it's actually a block of code. Okay, it's a tiny bit of piece of code that solves something, or maybe has nested inside other blocks of code. I'm going to say this is other thing that this language has, that it allows you to create like self-documenting code. And this is a very good practice because actually this code is open to any user to audit and to check even the permissions involved inside the code. So when you do stuff like what I'm doing now, like naming, okay, a block of code, a nested, for example, block of code with a key. Remember, this is JSON, this is an object or a mapping, and the map has a key part that is a string, a text, and a value. It can be a number, it can be another block of another object. Okay, this is JSON. So in this case, this new block of code is going to be called user address. Is going to be of type get current address, and I don't remember if this was the exact name of this block of code, so I can go very quickly to the documentation and I can check here. Get address is get current address here. Get current address, and if I go to the type that we have to use is get current address. Yes, it's okay. So that's it. If I hit run here, there is no title and no description. It's very simple, this code. You can check that you have two permissions involved. This app connection, this code is requiring you to execute one block of code, okay, and is requiring you to share one address of your wallet. You as a user, you don't have to know coding, you don't have to know Plutus, you don't have to know C-word, you don't have to know JavaScript. You, as a user, can rely on permissions. This wallet DSL scripting language can get transformed very easily into permissions. And this is a key security thing to keep in mind here, because this allows any DApp to be transparent, to be open about what the DApp is doing on user wallets. Because otherwise, you are saying, okay, I trust the brand, I trust this DApp brand, I know the developers, I know the company behind. I blindly trust them to do whatever they want. Maybe we can have another model in Cardano that is based on wallet requests, on orders, requests, on actions sent to the wallet. And this is the case. So every action, I don't care the brand, I don't care who the DApp is, I don't have to know it. I just need to know what the DApp is requiring me to do. I mean, requiring my wallet, my user wallet to do. Okay, I'm going to share address. I'm going to accept this. And that's it. If I click here, return with data, the results of this script are going to get back to game changer. I mean, in this case, to the DApp. I know it's confusing because on the Playground IDE, the Playground IDE is a DApp actually. So this is confusing. You don't have to trust me. I'm going to show you the other way around. But see this. We have on the exports of the script, the result of the execution of the script, we have the user address. So just to going back to the question, how does, for example, a DApp can know where to send the token or where to, okay, if you need a user address, okay, you can ask for it on the code, and then on other blocks of code, for example, imagine that we are going to be adding more blocks of code here. We can be, for example, we can be using the result of this block of code, of this line. I can show you then how you can do it. And this is how you can keep stuff private, because you are like pipelining private information inside the context of the code. Okay, this is the key feature of this DSL, to pipeline, to connect private information and to use it and reuse it inside the execution of the code. Once the code ends, the developer decides what to return to the DApp. Even the user can reject that information, can audit and reject it. And for example, to understand this, actually how it is, this, remember, this can be coded, can be embedded into a URL. So if I go to connect and I open this, okay, imagine this is your DApp. This is your DApp. This is a button that is going to be sending, I don't know, NFTs to your wallet, to your user wallet, sorry. So when the user clicks here, sorry, when the user clicks here, it's the same script, password, you can check, you can audit what's going on. If you go to exports, okay, to the export section of the connector, you see that it's exactly the same information we have seen before on the playground. And if I click go back, I have an issue here that I forgot to put the URL. I am very sorry. I'm a mess explaining sometimes. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm going to show you exactly. Can I do this very quickly? Okay. How much time do we have left? Because I will have to like deploy a tiny HTML to show you guys how this works. Do we have enough time?
We usually finish at 12. We can go a couple minutes over if people can stay if they have time. So
Okay, sorry. This is so long. Every time I present, I cannot keep it short. Sorry. So okay. I'm going to go to the connect demo. Okay, so now we're going to do this very quickly here. I am trying to sorry.
Adriano, I have a quick question while you're doing that.
Yes.
Is it possible to mint tokens or NFTs from your own compiled Plutus script? Let's say I make a, yeah, you can?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So this will be very nice when you guys start doing this on the PBL to test it out, because Plutus support is one of the new additions to all this beta version. But yes, it's possible. So if you go to the demos to get started with how to integrate Plutus, okay, you can go to any of these examples. For example, we can use this one that has the Plutus script. Here is the always succeed Plutus script, is the most common way to get started. This is the seaboard for the smart contract. And here you can see how, on the demo, you can see how on the transaction, you can see here how on the witnesses of the transaction, you can see how we are using the seaboard, using this inline line of code that points to the result of another block of code inside the script. It's like creating variables and use them later. Okay, so here you can see how you can use Plutus actually, or smart contracts on Game Changer. And if you have this ability, you can also be minting. There are minting demos. For example, you have the NFT minting demo. Spoiler alert for NFT minting. You have this section of the transaction builder where you can specify the mints, whatever you're going to be minting or burning. And here on Policy ID, in this example, we are using a native script for minting, but you can change this script hash from the native script to the Plutus script hash. That way you can get started with minting with Plutus. Of course, there is a redeemer and much stuff there around, but well, please be my guest. Try it out. If you have any findings, any feedback, it's more than welcome. But the basic elements are there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry for keeping it so long. So what I'm trying to do is okay. Should be running here. Guys, I'm sorry. It's not that I don't know what I'm doing. It's that I'm trying to find out the most fast way to do it. If you go to connect with any code that you generate on Game Changer, you go to connect. You have several options on how to test this out or to actually maybe deploy it. So if you go down, you have the same link encrypted and coded as secure code, and you have this snippet of HTML code. This is a website, a web page that is automatically generated for you. That is going to be calling this, this script. If you copy this HTML and you deploy it somewhere, you can actually be testing this. This is what I want to do. I will use Netlify, but just wait a bit for me to spin that up. In the meanwhile, if you have questions or
So you mentioned that you don't need to figure out all of the UTXOs, and it figures it out for you. I didn't catch if there was a area where I could still see them so that I can ensure that that everything was done properly, or is it the case that the mining system would reject an invalid transaction anyway, so there's no need to look?
Okay, Roberto, so your question is from a end user standpoint or from your developer experience?
Well, I guess as an end user, if I were doing a risky transaction, and I guess maybe I was using your system for the first time and it was really important, I might want to look at the UTXOs to ensure that everything is going as I hoped, because I do this. I tend to look at those things, and maybe just as a developer, I guess as a normal end user, maybe they would never even think that they should look at that. So I guess, yeah, maybe I am speaking as a developer. So as a developer, where would I go to take a look at those UTXOs, just so that I know it is being processed well? Or maybe I want to compare it to my software to see if I'm getting the same result. Is it in there somewhere that we could see? Is it in a log?
Yes, David. Yes, you have a lot of places if you know where to look, and if you don't know where to look, even if you're an end user, and that's okay, you have a graphical way on the DApp connector to do it. Wait a second, that I want to finish what I was trying to do, and I will show you how you can do it.
I'm sorry. You probably meant to ask questions about where you were at. I'm sorry. Please continue.
No. You're right. That's a great question. Just wait a second, and I will show you. It's a great and valid question, and it's okay. You should never trust any system. You should be verifying all the time. So it's okay. It's valid and it's very useful. Thanks. I'm going to show you. So sorry guys, what I'm doing, ouch. What I'm doing, I cannot show you the file here. Okay, what I'm doing here is I am pasting, okay, that snippet of HTML code ready to use that Game Changer generated. I am pasting it on a file called index.html, okay? And I'm going to save this. Oh, I copied the wrong text. Okay, today is not my day, you know, guys. I'm so, you know, why this sticky? Okay. Yes, now we are okay. Okay, I'm going to be saving this, and I'm going to deploy very quickly this HTML on a website, on a site. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay. Yes, okay. Just to recap here. This is the snippet of code that the wallet generates that creates a very simple DApp for you guys to start right away, you know, coding or adapting it. It's a web, a simple web page. Okay. Here, if you click on this button, you're going to be calling this DApp connection, the one that asked for, you know, the address of the wallet, of the user wallet. So this is your DApp. I am a user, an end user. I'm going to be clicking here. And here it says, remember, I didn't put the titles and the description, but you can do much more stuff. You can see the same The same permissions here. I will put my password. I will continue. And now we are okay. This is what I wanted to show you guys. If this is the, remember that on the exports section of the DApp connector are the results of the execution of the script. On the results, we can send information back to the DApp, okay? In this case, we have this piece of information where we have the user address. So in case you really need it, you really need to send the data back to the DApp, leaking maybe this private information, you can do it this way. You can click here, the user is going to accept this, and once back on the website, as you can see, here we have captured the response, the results of the script. This, my biggest suggestion is to try to avoid doing this kind of stuff, because you can be leaking maybe private information, not private keys, but maybe sensitive information, private information, and non-sensitive private. Very quickly, remember the other way around. I suggest you guys to do is to then refer to this block of code and use it. For example, I'm just going to try to show you an example of this. There are a lot of advanced or miscellaneous demos here. I maybe should categorize them better, but here you have a lot of information on how to get started with anything. For example, this is an advanced DApp connection. DApp connection as when, like when you connect on CAP30, where you are like establishing a connection between the DApp and the wallets. Here is something that you can use to do something similar. For example, here on this block of code, this is the same we did before. We ask for the current wallet address. Check this out. Later on the code, for example, I run this piece, this block of code, that is going to be accessing here by this short line of code. It's going to be accessing the address result. Okay. These are called macros. These are tiny functions that does not do anything dangerous to the wallet on the code. Those are mostly to move variables, to format text, to do that kind of stuff, to do some conversions. So here, by using get, cache is like the global object, the place on the context of this script, where all the results of these blocks of code are going to be automatically stored, okay, as variables. So by using cache dot data, you can see cache is the root object, the base object of all these context. Then you have the data block, and then you have the address block, data address. This is how, for example, you are using the results of this block of code. And we are using it as an argument of another function called getAddressInfo. Okay? And what getAddressInfo does is to parse and return a lot of information around Cardano addresses. So this is how, for example, you can avoid leaking private information. Remember, you can make your code do some stuff and then reuse the results elsewhere on the code, keeping a basic processing of this private data inside the wallet where we actually have our private stuff. This makes sense. And this DSL is very powerful, but it's very limited. It's not a fully featured, I don't know, language like JavaScript, for example. It has the very basic amount of instructions, functions, to allow you to do all this stuff without turning into a more complex and big language. It's a DSL, okay? It's a domain-specific language. It's mainly based to do wallet stuff, okay? Okay, this is how Game Changer works. You remember, you can go here, you can go here, copy the snippet, the piece of HTML. You can deploy it wherever you want to have your DApp hosted online, and the result is the very basic DApp that you can start, where you can start from to create your own DApps. That's it. So, guys, I don't know how much time, but any questions? I have not seen the chat, sorry. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Adriano. It's really impressive. This is from the difference from what I saw in the previous one. This is massive, right? It's pretty much what we're doing in the Cardano CLI. You can do anything here that we're doing with the Cardano CLI. So that is, and even more, right? You can just pretty much implement your own dApp. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, I think we would need a lot more time to look over it, right? The DSL, everything. I have a couple questions that I might drop by. Can you drop the Game Changer Discord link so that if anyone wants to ask questions or well, it's in the page, right? It's in the wallet page.
Yes, it's on the wallet page, but I can share you that. Thanks a lot. Guys, I didn't show you the UTXO question that I have pending to reply. I'm going to do it.
It's not that important if we don't have time. I'm sure it's there. I just wanted to know if it was there. So if it's there, that's all I need to know.
No, I mean, it's super important, even for you guys on the PBL to check it, because it's actually how you can get to know that Game Changer Wallet is a nice replacement to the Cardano CLI. Because even the nice thing is that you can keep stuff private on the CLI. You're exposing everything into files or into command line arguments. Okay, so here even you have the choice, the alternative to work keeping your stuff private, even if you're doing some centralized, some maintenance operations, or some, for example, I don't know, if you want to first mint an entire NFT collection, if you do it on the CLI, you can expose some private stuff. And if you have a Trojan or something, you can have a lot of issues. But this other way around, you can even store these scripts on-chain. This is something very new that this wallet has, that you can, this wallet has a protocol for on-chain file storage. And think about it, how transparent you can be to users by storing the code of your dApps or the code that you are creating forever in a transparent way on-chain. For anyone to audit, review, and even clone. It's a very open environment. So, just sorry if I take more time to explain all this stuff always, but it's a very important moment to explain this. This is the Discord on the chat, okay? I really suggest you guys to go to the YouTube channel because I am starting to add a lot of tutorials and live sessions. The idea is to, if you're interested, we can do weekly live sessions. I want to do weekly live sessions to cover all what you can do with beta, with this beta, in preparation of the new production version of the wallet, so you can get ready for, for all the possibilities you can be. So I don't know what was that bug. I confess that I add some features for today because I wanted to show you something regarding NFTs that we are totally out of time. And I am afraid that, I don't know, maybe I introduced the bug. I'm sorry. Or maybe the demo was buggy. Okay, let's try it out. Let's see. If it fails, it's okay. It's the beta. The idea is to polish this version prior to production. And please, you're more than welcome to try it out and to break it. I need people to break the wallet so I can, I can make it better. That's how software is made also. So this is the NFT minting demo. Okay, let's try if this works. Maybe I had some bad luck with the backend item on the first attempt. Okay, check this out. We're going to sign a transaction here. Okay. So this script is going to mint some NFTs. Okay. So every time Game Changer needs a user to sign a transaction, it shows this transaction review or preview section of the dApp connector. And I took a lot of effort here to make you like a nice graphical debugging tool for transactions. Okay, this is for end users, but also if you start checking the advanced, the UTXOs, and the other sections of this transaction preview, you can debug very powerfully Cardano transactions, even transactions created from other places, other wallets, because you can import those transactions here and you can decode them or parse the seaboard with Game Changer, and you can check all the inner parts of the transaction. So the former question was how I can, as an end user, check the UTXOs of a transaction prior to signing. So you are on basic when this loads, and then you can go to the UTXO section. And here you have the outputs of the transaction with the names or the tags of the addresses that your game changer recognizes. So for example, here, this is the game changer team address. So these two ADAs and one of the minted NFTs are going to be automatically dropped to game changer team address. This is a drop, an NFT drop transaction that builds that mints NFTs and at the same time send them to several addresses. In this case, one to game changer team and one other to your address. This looks a bit complicated, but believe me, this is your address, your current address. It says current here, current. So here you have the UTXOs of the transaction, the outputs, but also you have the inputs. Here you can see that we are consuming one big ADA UTXO here as an input. It's very graphical, so you can check a lot of stuff. Even on advanced, you have some calculations, like for example, you can see the total input that is used, the total outgoing calculation of what's getting out from this transaction. You can, of course, have all these transaction features that Cardano has here to check. Even you can decode it as JSON and copy. You can copy, for example, here I have just copied the native script that is used to mint these NFTs. You have a lot of stuff. Here you have the metadata of the transaction. You can copy it. And this is very powerful. This is the list of signatures involved on the transaction. And this is very powerful because, I mean, it has to be, because Game Changer is multi-sig native. You can do multi-sig. For those who knows, multi-sig, you can do multi-sig transactions with Game Changer. And here's where you can audit, check, and even revoke some signatures if you are not willing to sign with, I don't know, with this key. Just that. I don't want to make it longer. If you click yes, I'm going to do it, but just it's going to end the transaction. It's going to send it. Here you can see how it's pending. But just that's it. It's I don't know if you have more questions.
No, that was it. That was very nice. It's clearly you have all that available easily. So thank you for showing me.
No, thanks for your questions.
All right, I think I'm gonna have to head out. Thank you for showing me the Game Changer, and we'll see you next time, guys.
Thanks. Bye, David. Hey guys.
Hey Adriano. Hey, I just want to say, like, congratulations. It seems like you really put a lot of emphasis also on the user interface and making the user have a easy to understand experience, which I think is super important. So very nice. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Very quickly, if I close this VIAP connector, maybe I can return with data. We have some information here for the mint, but as you said, thanks. Here we refresh here. We can see. I don't remember which one was, but I guess it's this one because I remember it was 100 NFTs, one to another address and the other to the minter. So this is the fresh NFTs minted. And if you click here, you can see information about the NFT. So yes, thanks. A lot of effort has been done here on this wallet to make it, to low Cardano complexity. Because when I started, it was very complicated. There was no tooling around. And the idea is to put Cardano in your hands, guys. So this is what this wallet is all about. So if we can do it graphically, let's do it graphically. Even the sending UI is like a game where you pick assets and you can send them, like in an RPG game, for example.
Yeah, I just want to add something very, deep, which is the fact that the Adriano team, the team of developers is huge. It's just himself. And what he has done is just a little drop of ingenuity to show us how our wallet works and what the things we can do. So, I mean, I'm so impressed. Thank you so much, Adriano, for your focus and your dedication. And man, I just, ready to learn more with Game Changer Net. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thanks from the very beginning. Juan has been a great friend, So thanks a lot. We had some collaborations with, by some developers. But yes, I mean, mainly it has been a one-man huge effort since 2021, since 2021, quarter 2, where this wallet came to life.
And the tough question for you, what's next? Adriano, what is next for Game Changer or for you? Do you have any idea?
Well, I mean, we have a roadmap. It's not written on stone, so I don't usually share it too much. But the idea is to add more critical features on this beta while we test the latest additions to the code. This is a great opportunity for everyone willing to develop to do it, because also we are going to be designing the final version of the web together. Because you guys, if you find that something is complicated, or if you want some features that make sense to add, we can do it during all this beta stage. And hardware wallets are coming here, more around the on-chain file system, more around multi-sig, DAOs, shared treasuries. We have some huge support for all of those, but we are going to be adding some small new additions around it to make it more simpler. But yeah, this is the closest roadmap milestones I can mention. And the final one is going to be launching the mainnet beta version of this release, of this version. And then this version is going to be the production version of the wallet. Deprecating the current production version 1. This is version 2.
Got it. I see. And then the last question from me is, where does it hurt? How do you need help? What we can do to help?
Okay, thanks, Juan. Thanks. So the first thing is to try it out. Let's try this beta. Let's break it. Tell me, guys, what you think about it. what things can be changed, should be improved. And the other thing that I would totally appreciate would be from the documentation side, from tutorials, live sessions, videos, to start creating content around how to code on this wallet, because it's a new design, pattern. So it's nice. It would be nice to create more documentation around it. And by myself, if I do a lot of documentation, I cannot finish the code. So I would totally, I would be very thankful if you, while you try this wallet, you can maybe do some tutorials, share some code on GitHub, all that stuff, would be very beneficial for the entire ecosystem, not just for me, I mean, as the developer. And if there is anyone around, we have pretty good knowledge about low-level Cardano coding, regarding transactions more than anything, that wants to join the developer team. That would be nice to make the team bigger, because we have a lot of ideas and a lot of dreams to materialize, and this is just the beginning. So there is much coming if we can keep up with with Cardano. That is a very fast evolving ecosystem. Thanks, Juan.
Thank you for all you do. I mean, impressed. I've been following you for 2 years and very impressed with all the progress that you've been achieving. And yeah, I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Thanks, Juan. Thanks a lot. I don't want to hijack too much the PBL. Maybe you guys have your own, your own goals and your own breakout room expectations. If you want, I can try to come back more often here, or maybe we can do some parallel, coding sessions if you are interested. I don't know, whatever you decide, it's going to be okay. I am willing to do coding sessions every week to help you build around this wallet.
Super. Yeah, actually, I was talking to Roberto earlier, and to see if we can get together to talk a little bit about Cardano's in Tecnicismos with the game changer, which will be a great thing. We meet. I'll send you in a DM the information when we can meet and just play with that. I mean, once Roberto has everything set up, I think perhaps next week, could be Thursday. I don't know. So yeah.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Right now, I can tell that we have created a Twitch account. So if it's brand new, but if it turns out to be a good environment to do live sessions, maybe we can have them there, and of course live stream it and copy paste it on any other channel out there, even Game Changer YouTube channel. So that's maybe a solution to work. I think we have a maximum of five co-hosts for a live session, or 6, counting maybe 6.
Got it.
5 co-hosts and the host.
Yeah, and my last thing is you are invited to come anytime to Sala de Cafe and talk with everybody about the wallet. That would be great to have you. We meet every Wednesday after town hall. It's a like cafe breakout room.
Okay. Okay.
Just
I don't know,
whenever you
maybe I
can.
can-
I know you're busy and yeah.
No, maybe we can. Maybe I can make it for today.
Super.
Let's see. Let's see. But
Awesome.
for sure, I miss you guys there, so I have to come back one day.
Super. Thank you. And I guess James is somewhere busy and yeah, I don't know any other thoughts, guys.
Yeah, we also want to thank Adriano for the, the cool wallet and the possibilities. And yeah, looking forward what is possible now. You have been so long in development, and yeah, it's nice to see you here. So we can do new stuff.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks. It was amazing to do a coding session with you the other day. It was a bit chaotic, but it was nice at the end. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks a lot. Yes, let's see what we can do. What we can build this. I sometimes don't know what are the limits. I mean, before I stop sharing, I'm going to show you, Martin, very quickly, this last addition to the wallet. There is a demo here that is called Keep Calm NFT.
Sounds good.
I found out that I had all the required pieces to generate images right out of Game Changer script. So I end up coding this crazy demo that even it creates an image, and it's embedded 100% on chain inside the NFT metadata, and of course it's a bit lengthy. Here you can check. It's compressed is around this amount of bytes, and the limit, the standard should be 2,000. But you know how we can solve this out, right? With on-chain,
Yeah,
with the on-chain system. And this is actually, it's very fun. And it's not complete because it's not that complex. It's very straightforward. And very quickly, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but you can see here that image that says keep calm and use Game Changer wallet has been generated entirely by the code. You have a template here, an SVG file, and then on this block of code, by replacing some templates, texts, I inject these 2 lines: use Game Changer wallet inside the image, and that's it.
so is it an SVG file?
Yes, an SVG file. And check this out. This is the metadata. It's super concise and simple. and the magic is thanks to a couple of new macro functions that does very useful things that you have to do with the typical metadata, the typical transaction handling on Cardano. For example, splitting long lines on the metadata, long string lines, into smaller chunks with this simple line of code. So But this is the fun part. I don't know anymore what we can be doing with this.
Well, you could make
Um,
an NFT generator where you combine all the parts in the GC script,
Yeah,
something like that.
with the arguments, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can charge a fee for every mint of that with that script, and there you have the app and another income channel, revenue
Right,
channel.
right. A multi-sig that produces, once everybody sign, produces an NFT. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of stuff. What I'm working on right now, the last stuff. Well, one, regarding your CIP's questions, then I can explain you better this, but check this out. This hierarchical deterministic thing, workspace actually, is the partial support I mentioned from one of those CIPs. And here you have all the list of addresses derived, being compatible with, for example, Yoroi, Daedalus, and Eternal wallets. And by what I told you regarding the CIPs, check this out. Without being 100% compliant to just one CIP, we can do this kind of stuff. Like, for example, a staking portfolio where you can be multi-delegating to different pools with Game Changer. Each address can be delegated to one of these pools. And the other stuff, for example, is creating DAOs. So you can start managing DAOs. For example, a shared treasury of a DAO with Game Changer. We don't have full support for this right now, but it's coming very soon. But here you can see that this address is actually not in this wallet, this user wallet, is a shared treasury address from a DAO called Ghost Chain DAO. And to spend, I mean, I can send funds here, and to spend them or delegate them, the stake of this wallet or address, it's required multisig for doing it. So all this stuff is on the roadmap, and every week I am delivering new updates. This is one of the final additions. Getting closer to DAO, to full DAO support, because actually, at least from the UI side and the coding, the API side, we are almost there.
Adriano, hey, I have a question. When I saw the stake pool portfolio, I'm wondering, is it possible to, like, I know with NAMI, for example, if I want to stake to a stake pool, I can only stake with that address to one stake pool. Is it possible to, let's say I have like 300 ADA and I want to stake to 3 different pools, but with the same address? Is it possible to add some kind of feature? That would make things much easier if I wanted to divide stake as a user of the wallet, and be able to delegate to more pools. Is there something like that?
Yes. Actually, that's a great question. Actually, this is the new design around the beta, the version 2 of the wallet. Version 1 of the wallet was like NAMI. and it's okay, it's perfect. But a lot of use cases were missing because of that. So what I designed on this new version, okay, is something called workspaces. If you know a bit more technically, I mean, around this topic, it involves key derivation, it involves some standards on how to derive keys, on how to, with your master private keys from your mnemonics, you can create like child keys, child private and public keys. This is the basic cryptography that creates wallets around the world. It's not a Cardano thing. It's Bitcoin, for example, uses it. Maybe some Ethereum also use some sort of variations of these derivation techniques. The thing here is that one address, one set of keys is not enough for our dreams. So you, for example, have just asked about how I can multi-delegate. How can I delegate at the same time with my own user mnemonics or wallet? How can I delegate to multiple pools at the same time? Okay, workspaces is the solution that I propose on Cardano to solve this kind of stuff in user wallets. A workspace is a purpose-driven group of well-known elements that are involved on our wallets. These elements are addresses, keys, maybe some smart contracts or some native scripts, and much more other stuff. If you combine a group of these items, of these categories, of this stuff, if you combine a group of these items into user-defined groups of elements, you create workspaces. You create tiny, isolated ecosystems inside your wallet to address just a single purpose. In this case, the one that I've shown you here, for example, in this case, as stated on the description of the workspace, this is the list of workspaces that you can have on your wallet. You can have infinite workspaces. As here it says, addresses delegated to different pools at the same time, anonymously. So this workspace addresses that purpose, that objective, to just allow you to multi-delegate between, if you check between these three addresses. If you delegate to different pools using these addresses, you have what you have asked. So this is possible, and the nice thing is that it's not just possible from UI, from the user graphical interface. You can even code these workspaces for user wallets. Welcome to a brand new horizon of possibilities for the apps to not just sign transactions, do transaction stuff, but also to set up the app generated workspaces to work with a specific app, maybe to work with a specific DAO. For example, you use a tiny app or link from your favorite DAO to actually load that DAO shared treasury and keys on your wallet to interact with the DAO, to vote, to spend shared treasury funds, to mint with the DAO keys, new NFTs, for example. A whole new world of possibilities because of workspaces, a design that goes far beyond the CIPs, the standards that are around on the ecosystem today. The idea is to create a solution that goes much beyond that, that can wrap all the other derivation standards the other wallets uses, and to allow users and developers to pick their favorite configuration. This is new, and this is what Game Changer version 2 is all about. Of course, it's a bit challenging because it's different from any other wallet you have probably seen, but the idea is to give wings to users and developers to go far beyond and really use Cardano. You can do a lot of stuff on Cardano. And if you set up your wallet in a purpose-driven way, it's more clean, it's less complex, it's more human, you know, more human-friendly. Because I can see, for example, here, anonymous multi-delegation. This is the exact same thing you asked, the exact same thing as this workspace, but because it has this check here, it's a system reserved workspace. It's a workspace that is recommended or suggested by Game Changer 1. These other two are created by the apps. So it's up to you if you want to use them, if you agree to have them on your wallet. But for example, this one is a suggestion from Game Changer. And if you see here, I have all these addresses, and each of these addresses is already multi-delegated to different pools. It's a bit slow, I don't know why. My PC is going to die very soon. So, sorry, here we are on anonymous multi-delegation workspace, and inside that workspace on this address, this 00 address, ending with 00. So if you check here, we are delegating to alpha pool. If I go to the second child of the workspace, the second address, we are delegating to Apex. We have another wallet balance. If I go to the third child, we are delegating to alpha pool, and so on and so forth. You know, so you have the ability to do multi-delegation and much more stuff with workspaces. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, great.
The last addition, I said anonymous, and we can enter this discussion maybe on another day more in detail, but there is a huge issue on how other standards are handling keys analysis, most specifically addresses that are leaking information from the outside of the wallet. For example, if I have a list, and it's this case, hierarchical deterministic. This kind of wallets, you can have a lot of addresses, but each of these addresses have a common piece between them, a common part of the wallet that is, common to all of them. Meaning that if you want to do some stuff on Cardano, for example, with these different addresses. Someone can say, hey, this group of addresses belongs to the same user. And that's a privacy, that's leaking some private data, private information around the user that maybe the user don't want, to give. Don't even the users maybe don't know that other wallets are doing this with their funds. Okay, this is why some workspaces are suggested on Game Changer from now on. And when I say anonymous here and anonymous are anonymous, of course there are some tiny instructions that you have to follow, but if you keep that instructions, you can keep your addresses, your child addresses anonymously by not related anything between them. So at the eyes of anyone outside, someone like poking around the ledger, you cannot tell that all these bunch of addresses are yours. This is the Bitcoin model. And this way of handling information from user wallets is keeping in touch. It's keeping intact that idea that comes from Bitcoin to create child addresses and to avoid any relationship between them. So you can keep some level of anonymity on chain. That's it. Sorry.
I think it's out of the world what you're doing, and yeah, I guess if you can come every time live coding, that'll be open space for you here. And yeah, live coding happens at 14:30 UTC, and you can check Gimbalabs.com for the schedule and also the link for the Zoom. And yeah. So
okay, thanks.
Yeah, just mentioning that to everybody.
Okay.
Anyway, Adriano, thank you so much for this. I mean, amazing. We are if it is okay with you guys, it's time to finish this live code today, and you are invited to come tomorrow, and every Wednesday and Thursday from 4:30 UTC until 12:30 UTC, about that, or 12 p.m. And again, for the schedule, just go to gimbalabs.com and look for a schedule, and you'll see the link for the web for the Zoom. Any other thing that you guys want to ask Adriano, or do we stop here? Well, if not, let's thanks Adriano very much for this. This has been awesome. Thank you so much. Look forward to see you later on today. And yeah, thank you, everybody.
Dan wanted to say something. Dan Whitley.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. I didn't see the hand.
No, it was the reaction, the clapping hands.
Sorry.
Thank you. No, thank you. It's been fascinating. Thank you very much.
And welcome to Gimbalabs.
Yeah, come back again. Come back again.
Okay. I don't want to mess with the roadmap of the course, so please at least stay in touch on Twitter and our Discord, but mostly on Twitter. And let's maybe arrange some coding session as well. I can come back here all you want, guys. It's no problem, but let's maybe find a place where we can code together and learn together, because I want to learn from you as well.
Super. I think that will be very, very feasible to do. Putting a tab in the Gimbalabs Discord and do that, and like open office or something like that for us to play with. A game changer with you. That would be awesome. Let's ask Jane to open it up. Great.
Okay, that would be great. Awesome. Let's
Super.
talk about
Great.
Thanks, Juan.
Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for being here, and we'll go from there. We'll look forward to see you tomorrow.
Bye.
I guess I don't know how to close it because it's live streaming, and I can leave, but I guess if everybody leaves, the broadcast stops, I guess. Or maybe Adriana, you have the capability.
Okay. Let's see.
Because I saw in the
I
chat.
can do wallet, but I cannot use Zoom. So
okay, let's leave it alone.
I can leave, but I don't see how I can close something.
Good. So let's leave it like that, and James will close it when he has the chance to do it. Those are the little things that we need experts to help James with as well.
This is the main. This is a breakout now, or is the main?
No, this is the main. So yeah, let's close it, and it'll record until James will. We ping James on Discord to close it.
Let's leave. Let's leave. Maybe it's the most clever thing to do, and
okay,
it's
great.
going to be.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Adriano.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.